Good morning and welcome to the South Pole Race 2012 update. I'm Sydney Matlaku. Well, the start of the race was delayed due to bad weather, but finally on Wednesday at 12 midday, our 7 teams began the 704-kilometer epic journey to the South Pole. Let's take a look.
After patiently waiting for Madam Antarctica to show some reprieve from her relentless storms, all 7 teams eventually arrived at the start line. After months of mental preparation and hours of training, the moment finally came. And they were off. Starting the epic 704-kilometer journey against the roughest conditions known to man in an effort to be the first team to reach the geographical South Pole. Following in the footsteps of the great explorers a century ago, the spirit of Amundsen and Scott no doubt looked on at the legacy they've left behind. So far, so good. Conditions clear, the sun shining bright, blindingly reflecting off the vast whiteness, but the temperatures still a remarkable minus 26 degrees. South Pole, here we come.
Well, that was the beginning of the race, and of course our South African team, Brom and Peter, are doing this for the awareness for climate change. Let's hear more from Crispian Olver.
Climate change. It is the issue of our time. The climate is changing and man is accelerating this process. The consequences could be disastrous. We have heard the phrase climate change, but what is it? What causes it? And how do we even know it is happening?
As a starting point, we've been measuring global temperatures for at least the last 150 years. And those temperatures show a steady increase from the period of the Industrial Revolution all the way up to today, with a particularly high exponential rise from the 1930s, 40s onwards. So we've now risen on average by about a full degree centigrade. The global system changes naturally over millennia. So you've had, periods of ice ages, and then you've had retreats of the ice and a period of global warming. What we've got now is something that we call anthropogenic climate change, which means climate change which is induced by humans and human activity. And it's primarily from the emissions that come out of our factories, our energy production systems, and also our farming practices, which create this greenhouse effect, which means that we trap heat inside the Earth's atmosphere. And it's that greenhouse effect that's triggering climate change. The predictions at the moment about the current pledges that countries have made are that we're heading for at least a 3 to 4 degree temperature rise. So for Africa in particular, those kinds of temperatures are going to have devastating impacts. Our eastern seaboard is going to get wetter. Our western seaboard and interior is going to get drier and a lot hotter. And we're going to start facing, massive impacts on agriculture, on food security, on droughts and flooding, particularly in low-lying areas. And this is going to affect, very importantly, poor people who are the most vulnerable to the effects of climate change.
In a world of instant results and solutions, climate change is a gradual dilemma. We may not see results from our instant solutions, but they are there, and failure to act could take us over the tipping point. Let's stand together and do what we can. Thanks to our brave adventurers Team SA who are racing to the South Pole to raise awareness for this colossal issue, climate change.
Now, the race is expected to take on average about 21 days over the glorious vastness that is Antarctica. If you'd like to follow the team's progress, go onto our website, colesweat.tv. That's it for now. Catch us on our next update on Monday.